Revenge films.
My name is Michelle. I'm 44 years old and I'm a single mother raising 2 sons and 1 daughter. My job is a YouTuber. It took some time, but recently I've been starting to get more subscribers and my family is able to have a steady life. My ex-husband Kevin and I got a divorce about 2 years ago. As much as I would like to say that it was an amicable split, it wasn't at all. I suffered and went through the worst time of my life and I wanted to tell my story. At this time of the divorce, I was a full-time housewife and Kevin and I were about to celebrate our 20th wedding anniversary. We met through a mutual friend in college and after we dated for about 6 months, Kevin proposed to me. Our relationship moved quickly and soon after we got married, Kevin was 5 years older than me and especially at that time, he seemed like a reliable person that I was happy to be with. I have always had an introverted personality and had a tendency to keep to myself. I was also really indecisive and never the type to take the first step. Kevin was the opposite of me, and because he was like that, he'd take the lead. I thought he was a perfect match for me. However, we welcomed our first son soon after we got married, and right around that time was when Kevin started to change. Little by little, he started to emotionally abuse me and harass me. He would make fun of me or belittle me, and he was always bashing me. To make matters worse, he seemed to enjoy it. Sometimes he would say that the food that I cooked tasted terrible and refused to touch it, or he wouldn't even come home for meals. As time went on, I discovered that he was having an affair, and that's why we got a divorce at that time. I had been a full-time housewife my entire adult life, and I didn't have much working experience, so to be honest, I wasn't sure if I'd be able to survive if we got a divorce. I didn't know what to do and considered forgiving him. However, Kevin was actually the one that brought up the divorce, and that was when I found out that he had a relationship with his mistress for over 5 years at that point.
I'm sorry for hiding it from you, but I don't have any interest towards you or the kids anymore. I'm going to start a new family, so I'm leaving you.
I was truly shocked that Kevin could easily say that when he was not only uninterested in me, that he also didn't have any interest towards our children. For the sake of our kids, I desperately tried to fix our relationship and hold on to the family. But it was useless and Kevin walked out. In the end, he promised to pay a settlement fee and child support fees, and the divorce went through. I made sure to collect a settlement fee from the mistress as well, and we also had separation of assets. I received the house but decided to move. It turned out that his mistress had heard from Kevin that he was single and she didn't know that he had a family. When she found out about my existence, she was shocked and came straight to apologize. Well, I suppose I can't say she's not a victim. If she was being told that he was a single man, and she didn't pay the full settlement fee, so I decided not to push her any further. However, within a few months after the divorce, Kevin stopped paying the child support fees and he disappeared after that. I wasn't able to contact or find him. I was able to secure enough living expenses for the time being of the divorce, but both of my parents had already passed away. I didn't have anybody that I could rely on moving forward. Not only was I unsure about finding a job at this age, I was also extremely uneasy about how to live and support my 3 children. However, that was when my oldest son, Ryan, had an idea.
Hey Mom, why don't you try being a YouTuber? I can edit the videos for you. I think you have an important story to tell.
And he made a suggestion, and it was a great idea, because if I was a YouTuber, then I would be able to be with my children and work from home. I couldn't just sit around anymore. I needed to take back control of my life for myself and for my kids. I had nothing left to lose, and I started my career as a YouTuber who was a devastated single mother after her husband had left a family. Of course, in the beginning, I don't have any income at all, but I started posting videos about my daily life with my kids, as well as cooking videos, because I always loved to cook. I opened up about my life as a single mother of 3 children. As I started to post more videos, we started to gain more subscribers, and eventually I was able to gain an income enough to support my family. The tragedy of being a single mother of 3, because the father walked out on us, gave us sympathy for viewers. However, about 2 years later, one day, I suddenly got a phone call from that guy.
Oh, hello? Hey, Michelle, it's me. How have you been?
Kevin, what is this out of nowhere?
Actually, there's something I need to talk to you about.
What do you want?
Hey, Michelle, you and me, let's start over. You see, Kelly ran away from me, and so I'm stuck with our kid. And you know, you're a single mother, and now I'm a single father. So we can just get back together.
After the divorce, it seems like things didn't last long with Kevin and his mistress, but soon after he got remarried to another woman. However, that other woman found another man and disappeared. And that was when he decided to give me a call. And not only that, but he was trying to tell me to look after the child that he had that woman with. Excuse me? What the hell are you saying?
You're struggling to survive, aren't you? You were a full-time housewife all those years, so I'm sure you're not earning much anyway. So I'll support you, okay?
Of course, there's no way that I was going to accept this, and I immediately hung up the phone. But even after that, he continued to relentlessly contact me. My children and I moved after the divorce, but eventually he somehow found my address, and he sent me a message saying that he was going to show up at my door and that we needed to talk. I spoke to my children about it, and they immediately rejected the idea. They unanimously said that they don't want to see Kevin no matter what. However, because he said he knew my address, I couldn't just sit by and do nothing about it. I thought about calling the police straight away, but then, that was when Ryan came up with a certain plan.
We're going to use this, and then...
When I heard his suggestion, I clapped my hands in excitement. Ryan is such a fast thinker that sometimes I can't believe he's my own son. With his plan, I would be able to give Kevin the punishment he deserves, and the merits for us were pretty big. But then, if you're wondering what the plan was...
Yo, long time no see! How have you been? Good?
Hey, why are you here? I told you not to come here.
Look, this is the new kid.
To my disbelief, Kevin had showed up with a newborn baby. What is this child?
What do you mean, what is this child? This is our new kid. His name is Steven. I'm going to be supporting this family again anyway, so what's the difference if you have one more kid? You've done this before 3 times already.
I was so overwhelmed with anger that tears started streaming down my face. Even after all the horrible things that he had done to our family, he didn't have a single word of apology. And not only that, but he had practically been treating me like a slave and simply expected me to follow his orders as soon as he came back. There's no way I could do that. I don't want to see your face. Get out of my house. I had already had a shine-weak personality, so I had never been able to speak back to my husband. But this time, I had a family to protect, so I spoke up against him for the first time. But of course that didn't seem to sit well with Kevin.
Huh? Who do you think you are? You think you can go against me? Even though you're a low-life peasant who can't survive by yourself? I bet you're just scraping by doing nothing while you live off the settlement fee that I paid you, you lazy hag!
What are you saying? Even though you stopped paying the child support fees a long time ago.
What did you just say? You better not get carried away! Even after you took a settlement fee from me, are you still trying to get more money out of me? You're such a dirty thief! What a disgrace!
That's awful! How could you say those things?
That's right. That crying face looks good on you. There you go. Keep crying. Come on. Go on. Keep crying. That's it.
Kevin seemed to think that he won when he saw me crying, and just like he used to, he started emotionally abusing me and enjoying berating me. However, that was when Ryan's voice cut in.
And cut! Mom, that was your best acting yet. I got some great shots here. Huh? What's going on here?
Phew, thanks for your help, Ryan. Thanks to you. Kevin, I'm pretty sure that we just got some footage and I'll probably go viral.
Huh? Viral? What are you talking about?
You seem to not know this, but I'm actually a YouTuber right now, and unfortunately for you, this is how much income I'm getting from it. Recently, I started to make a lot of money with my channel, and my income was something that Kevin could never even dream of, and I quadrupled what he was making as a salary.
Huh? No way! You're making this much?!
Well then, that's that. We don't need you anymore. Not now or ever, so I'm gonna call the police now.
You bastard! You set me up in a trap! You're gonna pay for this!
Kevin lunged forward and tried to assault me, but at that moment Ryan stepped in and he threw Kevin to the ground. Ryan was actually part of the judo team in high school, and he was so strong that he had been chosen as state representative in national competitions. And then he grabbed Kevin, who was on the ground, and put him in a deadlock.
Ah! Ouch! Let go of me! Stop that!
Kevin was shocked as he lay there on the ground, and I left him there with his final words. You may be uninterested in this, but you know kids grow up really fast, and they're not the kids that you knew before.
Ah, damn it! Ah! That hurts! Let me go!
Not long after that, the police came running to our house, and Kevin was arrested. For the record, when I was crying earlier, that was just all an act for the sake of the video. A few days later, Ryan edited the footage and reposted it online. And it was a huge hit on social media. The video went viral and even on the news. On top of that, I later found out that Kevin had lied about his new wife leaving him. It turned out that the baby's name was Stefan. Kevin had taken out of her hands and he was running away from her. The baby was safely returned to his mother, who cried when she saw him. Kevin was arrested. Of course, because the video went viral, everybody knew who he was, and society's reaction was incredible. Of course, he was fired from his job, and even after that, he was released from the police. I heard stories about people in the neighborhood throwing rocks and eggs at him. I think he got what he deserved.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.